Coming up in the next countdown LBL. Coming up next video. Title, next video. Description. Skip to this video now. Transcript for singer wrabel on the message behind his song The Village. Music. Writing your music. One of the songs on this album that you just recently put out have some sort of political undertones. To talk to us about why you decided to do that, then I'm sunk. I wrote this on It's of the Village, and it was inspired by these two kids. I'm mad I went in my first store last year, and I'm epidemic outside backstage door and was kind of distract period to transcripts, and I was just struck by how they were very simply themselves, and they were so like comfortable and confident in my supportive of each out there, and I met families and cement friends. And it just released. Stop me now. I was like me, I did not have that when I was there AIDS from, and I'm still like so uncomfortable ahead. And so, that day after federal protections for trans students have taken public schools, I was talking and one of them and kind of hearing like outside the headlines just like what it was actually like in school, that Soviet hands-on public school and awful, and ultimately it's the who to my best friends in Afghanistan. I'm always writing songs this labor and hardening that matter in museums, and like a one in trying to write a song from, and if they're the only two people here in the world, then great, that was really the point, and so we did it, name and eroded for the Hammond. And it's definitely duty to put this. Really? So, what's the response to It's been? I have spent literal hours crying over their response. It's been so amazing. It's been who, like almost every show you on this storm on now, I've had someone come up to me after the show and hear, thank you sound, thank you for media, thank you for years saying, and hear like this story. And people online like on everywhere you can send the message and getting it can't read them. And like Meg Grandma and I are like sending screenshots of people's comments back and forth. This has been crazy to see. People, unity put us on, and I want to thank cool song like Butter and Jam. Whatever you and it's none of that, it's like people saying I am from this town in this day, man. My dad's passed there and this is my story, and you know this, staring up articles likes their whole lives via, and they're like, if you ever in part wide open when it comes that song, and I try to cut as much as I myself and it, but it's been like that, the most rewarding and kind, my favorite thing ever, and well, we all just want to be comfortable, except you deal all the normal things. Granted it's snarled and I don't normal bill that. Oh yeah, and it's but he's talented. I certainly don't, but these people writings he's day, that song makes me feel something. Yeah, it's what I tell my preamble to sort of pull from it, take conveyed that feeling to you, paint. I mean, I grew up in churches like evangelical church, regret day, I think cannot, 23 me, and a lot of that was cause I didn't think it was couldn't reconcile by accident at these two things. Easier to old I was, that they'd all like these things, don't like, it's no good, and I came out into this church in LA that. Whereas when I met this guy, we've got together and start dating, and then we're pastors, and it was really hard, too. As a phallic, you know people are gonna accept you or not accept you, but then when you add on to it like now retirement, God, room, accepting you or not accepting, you know, it was like, oh, well, I think yeah, I was reading it was really having news in this dramatic, and I think kind of tried to pull from that in that song and to relate to. You know, we all go through different things. I'm in and out of vitality BT cute family. That, the feelings are usually similar. The circumstance might be completely different, but the feelings, like I'm alone, program rejected him, weird, or I'm on one to Adam unlovable, or whatever they are. I feel like our lie usually the same. So what's your message for people with this? That there's nothing wrong view, that's what I'm screaming in the chorus. Yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with the, you know, it's. I think we're in a time now when I'm not a fan of the us versus the mentality that it feels like it's just there now, and it feels like it's loud and clear bomb, and I don't say that, and I don't know how I say that in a way of like there's just nothing wrong with the injustice. Simon says there is. Docent of that truth, capital T truths, and Alan Cantali is best known as a right to do. This transcript has been automatically generated and may not be 100% accurate.